Hey everybody, it's Dan Strong with Music Awesomeness. In our very first video on our guitar series, what I want to show you is your basic chords, just like we did on the piano video, which you will see right about here. I'll put a thing right here. Boom. So check out our piano lesson 1 on your first chord, the C chord. Well, the same thing with the guitar. I'm going to teach you your first chord on the guitar, and you guessed it, I'm going to teach you the C chord. So, just about any instrument I'm going to teach, typically I'm going to teach you the G, C, A minor, and D. It's going to be your first 4 chords that you're going to need to learn. And maybe an E minor, because that's very simple on the guitar. So the first thing you need to know, a few basics on the guitar. This is a guitar. This is an acoustic guitar. It's called an acoustic guitar because it's hollow. I'm sticking my hand inside this sound hole right here. You've got the neck here, you've got the head and the tuning pegs. These tuning pegs keep these 6 strings, there's 6 strings, keeps them in line. The tightness and looseness of the strings, how taut they are, changes the tone. So this top note should be an E. It should be E, A, D, G, B, E. I'll flash down the screen, but we'll go over the music theory first. I just want to get your hands in shape for your very first chord. A couple of things to consider is you need to, pretty much if you're going to be a guitarist, you need to have really small trimmed fingernails. So you need to trim your nails. Make sure they are not very large. The reason being, if your fingernails touch the string, I don't have nails really worth a crap, but if my nail is on the string, it sounds like this. It's a horrible sound. But if I was pressing it with the tip of my finger, it would sound like this. Versus this. So you want a good clean sound of each of your notes. I'm going to give you some more tips as we go on how to do that. A few more basics. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is the good stuff right here. I'm going to come a little closer. As you can see right here, these are your frets. The frets are these tiny metal brads that go in between. Right here is a fret. That's called fret number 1. Or this is the first fret bar, this middle bar here. Fret 2, fret bar 2, and 3, and so on. You'll see them kind of, if you're looking at it, here's the first person view here. This is what you're going to see when you're looking over your shoulder. It's fret 1. The fret, by the way, is the space in between the fret bars. So from here to here, this area is called fret 1, and this is fret 2 in between here. And this is fret 3, 4, 5, etc. You'll notice that 3, 5, 7, 9, and 12, and so on have little place markers, these little dots. Let me see if I can show you that a little bit better. There's fret 1, 2, there's 3, 4, 5 has a dot. So fret 3, 5, 7, 9, and 12 over here. They have little cheat sheet little markers, these little dots, and I think that's nice. In fact, mine, you may see, has little dots on the top so that I can see them without looking, looking way over the thing. So that's a little bit about that. And the reason why the fret numbers are so important, and this is kind of a mirrored image of what you really need to see. But I'm going to show you a first-person perspective in just a moment. So remember, this is fret 1, 2, these are all fret 2, fret 3, and etc. So the first chord you're going to need to learn is a C chord. And I'm going to show you the numbering system that I use on the screen here. But the numbering code that I use basically tells you that the top string, that's the first one you consider, and the top string is going to be an X because you're not going to use the top string. Then the next one you're going to get your ring finger. See the one with my ring on it? Yeah, that's my ring finger. I'm going to put that on the 3rd fret on the next string down. That's the 2nd string from the top. You put your ring finger on that one. Okay? And you need to pinpoint it with the very tip of your finger. Don't push it like this with the fat meat of your finger. You need to use the very tip and pinpoint it so that you're not touching the one above it and you're not touching the one below it. You're only touching that string. Again, if the fat of your finger is touching the next string down, it'll sound like this. But if you lift up, if your fat is on it, fat of your finger's on the next one, it deadens that string. So you lift up and you pinpoint the notes you need. Okay, so we have the top string is nothing. It's an X, it's X'd out. The next string is on the 3rd fret, which has got a dot on it. So the next string is, let's see, that's string 2. Oh, fret 3. So we're getting the address now, aren't we? So X, then 3 for 3rd fret. Then the next string is 2. So remember the next string, next string. Well, 2, I've kind of got this finger ready to go. So your middle finger can go on the 2. That means 2nd fret, and that's one right here. So I'm going to put my middle finger on the next string down. Not the same string, the next string down. So we have X, 3rd fret, 2nd or 2 fret. So now I got to go down the line. What's my next string? It's the next string down is the 4th from the top. Boom, 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 boom. So you see that this one has a 0. X, 3, 2, 0. Well, what does 0 mean? 0 means that string, the 4th string from the top, don't do anything with it. Leave it open. Alright, roger that. So what about the 5th string down? That one says 1. What the heck does that mean? It means you've got, let's see, X, 3rd fret on this string, 2nd fret on this string, 0, so do nothing. And then on this string here, what fret do we use? The 1st fret. That's way over here. And so, I'll let you see right here, the index finger just happens to be in the neighborhood. So on the 2nd to the bottom string, I'll put my index finger on that string. Hope you can see that okay. And then what about the 0 there? Well, the 0 means at the last string is a 0 also. Okay, try to get another angle here. Horrible with angles. Sorry. So you see that I've got the X, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 0, and then 1st fret there, and then 0 for the bottom string. I need a cameraman. Anyways, so this is your C chord, and if you're pressing everything down, which I know it'll be a little stretch, is going to sound like this. So I should have got my other guitar so I have a strap. I'm going to use my thumb now to just kind of strum these. So okay, well, let's just strum it. So hold your C chord into place and strum. You can use your finger, or we can talk about using a pick. But anyway, it should sound like that. Whoops, I played the bottom string, or the topmost string. Remember that's an X, so don't play that one. Start with the 2nd string down if you can, and from there just go. Just own it, enjoy it. You just made your first chord. It's a C chord. It's really not the easiest thing in the world to play, but it's certainly not the hardest. Don't give up. A couple other tips is, I'm going to say this a lot throughout my videos, but whenever you're on the frets, you're going to want to, you're not going to want to stretch by nature. You're going to want to kind of crumple them up like this, but get to where you practice until you can stretch out a little bit. The reason being, whenever you are, let's take this string here. This is the 3rd fret, and it's the 2nd string from the top, called the 5th string. That's confusing, I know. Let's put our finger right there. Now I'm gonna play that string and listen to it. Okay, 2nd string down. You hear the buzzing? Why is it buzzing? Well, because typically you need to put your fingers on the middle or the right side of the fret. If you put them on the left side or on the fret bar, it'll buzz. If you put, and this is the left. I know it's backwards to you, but this is the left, buzzy. So put it in the middle. That's a good clean sound, or even a little bit to the right. To the left, buzzy, crappy. To the right, middle. That's what you want to do for all these. So I've gotten into the habit pretty well. I don't even think about it. If I had them to the left, they would sound buzzy. So put them in the middle to the right. No buzz. Okay. Again, so a couple things. Number 1, tune. Number 2, and I just tuned this to myself, so sorry if yours sounds correct and you're already in tune, but whatever. Limited time. Trim your nails. What else? Practice the chord right. Need to make sure that you, make sure that you go to the right or to the middle of each fret. Make sure that you stretch your fingers such that the very tip of the finger will touch the string, not the fatty part, but the tip, the very tip, like you're poking somebody. That much of the tip is what you're pressing the strings with. Because if you get lax on it and I'm putting the meat down. Okay, I'm covering some of these strings. Some of them are being covered up by my other strings, while this one is pretty much covering all the strings. Listen to it now. No. Use the fingertips and get your fingers out of the way of the other neighboring strings. It's like taking all the lanes up. It's like parking in 3 parking spots, okay? You don't want to do that. You don't want to get all up in the other strings' grill, all up in their jello, okay? You want to pinpoint each string. Anyway, so that's the C chord. We're going to work on a lot of other stuff as time allows. Please click subscribe, please click like, and leave your comments below. If you have particular lessons that you want me to do before I do others, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to stick to my basic series. We'll spread out from there. Tell your friends, hey, free guitar lessons, music awesomeness. Just click on the guitar basics and other guitar playlists to come. I'm Daniel Strong. Thanks for watching, and God bless.